Welcome to another lesson of PHP. In this lesson, we are going to learn about how we can make a MadLibs game by using PHP. Well, when you hear that we are going to create a MadLibs game, you might think that it is a lot complex, but it actually is not. So what you have to do is just follow the couple of steps what we're gonna do in this lesson. So without any further ado, let's just jump into the lesson. In our previous lesson, we learned about how we can make a basic, a basic calculator. So from here, what we're gonna do is just remove the input over here, and then we're gonna keep the form action input type and also the form, and we're gonna also remove the result what we're gonna get. But like after that, what we're gonna do is do the same thing and put up most of the content inside of there. So first off, what I'm gonna do is keep the form action, which is going to be our index.php. Method is going to be get. Input type is going to be submit. And in our form, after that, what we're gonna do is put in two breaks. Okay. So I'm gonna type in br close and put in another br close. So now, next what we're gonna do is open up another PHP because we already closed up our PHP over here. And we're gonna close up or open up our PHP over here too. So I'm gonna do is open up question PHP, and after a couple of spaces, we're not gonna close it, but inside there we want content to echo. So I'm gonna do is type in echo, and here in echo, what we're gonna do is type in those contents which we want to put. So here in echo, I'm gonna type in the contents. So the first content is going to be this is a lesson of PHP. Close it off. Now, as I've closed it off, I'm gonna do is put in a break first inside of this tag or inside of this double quotation, br, close it off. Now I'm gonna end it with a semicolon. Now we are done with this. I'm gonna copy the same thing but put in a different content in between them. Control C, hit on enter, paste, hit on enter, paste. So I'm gonna have 3 lines, okay? So let's say this is a lesson of PHP. Then I'm going to close it off. Okay, instead of this, let me type in this is red in color. I'm going to close it off. Found a berry. Found a berry. This is red in color. I'm going to cut this data over here. And here I'm going to type in I love this. Okay, so now we are done with putting in our content inside. So when I put in my content inside, now I'm gonna do is going to be, so let's say I want this berry to appear in a color, or let's say I'm gonna cut it off again. Okay, so let's say that I love blue. Instead of this blue, I'm gonna put in the color. Okay, I'm gonna close it off with this, let's say color. I'm gonna close off this. I want this to appear in a color, and obviously put in a space, and this is red in color. I want it to be the plural noun. Okay, this is, I'm gonna do is open up that plural noun, close this off, make some spaces. Now the last one I'm gonna do is I love this and I want this to be someone else or like a celebrity. So I'm gonna type in celebrity, close this off too. Now as we are done with these, now I'm gonna do is put in the content which I actually want. Now as those will appear over here, so I'm gonna do is first off, I'm gonna run this without debugging. Yes. Oh. Now I'm gonna do is refresh it. Now you will see the syntax error will appear up. Okay, but inside of the syntax error, you are going to find out another content in between them. So first off is going to be our form, action, index, then our method. Okay, and another method is going to be our br, which we put like twice. Okay, you see this form, which is going to be form, then we have is action, and then we have the name or the file which is open, which is index.php, and then the method is going to be get. And close up this, input type is going to be submit, which we already see. Then we have our closing form, and then we have our br. So in between them, we have our echo, which is color, then plural noun and celebrity. Even though I didn't put in the content, that is why it's showing me this parse error. If you see that I remove this, those content will appear over here. Okay, so let me just show it to you for an example. So I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to press on Control Z, and I'm going to do is just show it off how it actually works. I'm going to run it without debugging again. Press on yes and refresh it. Sometimes you will still see this parse error, but why it is appearing is because we don't have those contents over here. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, go over to edit or C and redo the process. I'm going to do is redo all of the things which I'm like did. I'm going to press on Control Y and make those to be over here. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is put in the color in between our form action. So here I'm going to do is type in color. If that's the color, so I'm going to do is open it up, some like column. I'm going to do is open up the tag, and I'm going to do is input type. Now here I'm going to do is input type to be, let's say, the color which we want to put, equal, and I'm going to put in the text, double quotation, text, and then I'm going to put in double quotation again, close, and type in name. After the name, I'm going to do is equal, double quotation again, and color. Okay, so after color is put, I'm going to do is double quotation, close the bracket. I'm going to do is put in the BR again so that there is line break in between them. Now next thing I'm going to put is going to be the plural noun. So first I'm going to do is copy the whole thing so that I can follow the same process or the same structure. Control C, enter, Control V. I'm going to go up. I'm going to copy all of it. Control C. Now as all of them are put, now I'm going to do is type in plural noun, and here the last one is going to be celebrity. Now as we have our celebrity over here, okay, so you have to do the same thing in color. So I'm going to type in plural noun over here, plural noun. Here in the name, you are going to type in celebrity. So as we're done with celebrity, make sure to put in breaks in between each and every one of those so that you can like put in or like submit in the content so that it appears over there. And each one of these variables are going to source up the result. Okay, so in PHP, so I'm going to do is put in our result. So I'm going to put in the content over here and put in the variable. So I'm going to put in the variable code or variable command. I'm going to put in color. Let's say we have our color equal. So I'm going to put in my get code, get. Now as I have my get, I'm going to close it off with my second bracket over here, put in double quotation. And this is going to be the source what we're going to put in our, let's say, the game. So let's say I'm going to put in color again. So this is the color, and I'm going to close it off with my semicolon. I'm going to put the same thing or do the same process on plural noun too. Plural noun. I'm going to type in equal, and obviously I'm going to put in my get code or this variable over here, but make sure to like you know, keep that to be together. Plural noun equal. I'm going to put the same thing equal, make a variable. Let's say type in get. What I'm going to do is open up my second bracket, put the same thing, plural noun, close it off, semicolon. And I'm going to do the same thing, make another variable. Now for the last one, we're going to type in celebrity. We'll type in equal, and then our, you know, our variable. Now this time I'm going to put in get again, secondary, you know, bracket, double quotation, celebrity. Now I'm going to close it off again. Now as we have all of our sources that we need, so like for our variables, so then we can put it inside our story. So next thing what I'm going to do is going to be using our color variable. So here I'm going to put in our color variable over here, which is going to be variable and then color. Then we're going to do the same thing with the plural and also celebrity. So I'm going to put in this red in our plural noun, and do the same thing with celebrity. You can just cut it off and just use that, variable over here. Then we have our celebrity too. I'm going to cut this off. Then we have all of our, needs and all of our requirements and all of our sources. And after we have all of our sources, then we're going to do is find out the form, or let's see if the form works. Now, as I refreshed my, web browser, and now you can see that we have our color, plural noun, and also our celebrity. Then we can put in our content and put in our information. So let's say put in magenta. I'm going to do is type in magenta, and plural noun, I'm going to type in phones. Here I'm going to do is type in celebrity. Let's say Tom Brady. I'm going to put in submit, and you can see I love magenta. This is red in the plural noun, and I love Tom Brady. So you can see that all of them has been put down, and this is how exactly the MadLibs game is actually constructed. And if you feel like that you did a couple of mistakes in between, then what you're gonna do is find out those problems in between. Let's say we have our plural noun over here, but inside it's not showing our content, and it's also showing us warning unidentified array key plural noun in C. So I'm gonna do is find out the 19th line, which is going to be plural noun. So here I'm gonna do is find in our content where we did as a mistake. So here I'm gonna cut this off, plural noun. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. You can keep it as plural noun. I'm gonna do is run it without debugging. Yes. Retry as admin. Yes. And I'm gonna do is refresh it. And I'm gonna do is type in phones over here, submit, and you can see that phones has appeared up. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna type in pink, plural noun to be PCs. I'm gonna do is do the celebrity. Let's say Onikuma. I'm gonna do submit, and now I have all of the contents, and I have my MadLibs game totally constructed. So this is how it exactly works. So now you can see that I love pink. This is red in PCs. I love Onikuma. So this is how it exactly works and how it is constructed. You can put in more content however you want. So let's move on to the next lesson.